Hello friends, today we see the topic of solution of triangle. Up to 11th standard, we are familiar with the concept of triangle. Triangle is, definition triangle is the locus of three non-collinear point and tri means three. So that three includes three sides, three angles. So that angles having interior measurement and again its exterior measurement. So how you find solution of triangle? For this we required length of three sides and measure of three interior angles. With the help of this we solve the solution, we solve the triangle. From these six things, at least four things are provided to you. Then you can find solution of the corresponding triangle. According to our 12th syllabus, we take here first point of solution of triangle as 3.2 with the point 1 as the polar coordinates. Polar coordinates. Actually, in 11th standard, we already learned the chapter complex number, in which we see the topic of polar form of complex number. Polar form of complex number means we can explain that complex number z, which is equal to x plus iy, and that x and y, by using the polar form, we can take x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. So for this case, we say x and y are Cartesian coordinates where r and theta are polar coordinates. These are Cartesian and this is polar coordinates. So same coordinates are here, but we take the system along Cartesian coordinate system. So we take first axis parallel to earth, that is, we say that axis along x-axis, which is denoted by OX, where O be the fixed point which is called as pole, and OX be the axis parallel to positive x-axis, we call that is the polar axis. And along that polar axis, we take infinitely many points are lies. Now, any arbitrary ray OP having polar coordinates r and theta makes an angle theta with the direction angle as theta, and OP distance means distance of the point P from pole O is equal to r. So this point P gives polar coordinates r theta, while in the Cartesian coordinate system, if we take the plane of that Cartesian coordinate system, same point P having coordinates x and y, meaning of this, from x P point we draw perpendicular on x-axis. With the help of this, we take this distance from x-axis called as y coordinate, and this distance from y-axis which is called as x coordinate. Now if we join this O with P, and this is the perpendicular distance PA, and if we take, this is the polar angle, means here we can denote that angle by theta, and this OP distance is equal to r. So from this we get the relation between polar and Cartesian coordinate system. As both polar coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system in combination gives the corresponding relation of trigonometric function in the triangle PMO, where angle PMO is a right angle. So already we know that for this angle of inclination, we can define cosine theta means length of adjacent side upon hypotenuse, means we take here x upon r, and that of sine theta can be defined as length of opposite side divided by length of hypotenuse, where r is not equal to 0. So with the help of this, we take that trigonometric functions can be defined, and that tangent ratio can be defined as y upon x. In short, we can write that is nothing but sine theta upon cos theta. So with the help of this, we find here value of theta, which is nothing but tangent ratio with the inverse function for number y upon x. And this r, by using Pythagoras law, this r square is equal to x square plus y square. And with the help of this, we can find here value of r is nothing but modulus r in the case of complex number, but in this Cartesian system, we take that is the distance of the point P from origin, or we take that is the polar distance of the point P from pole O, which is equal to under root of x square plus y square. And therefore, we take values of r and theta by using this relation, where we take x is nothing but after cross multiplication of this r with cosine theta, and y is cross multiplication of r with sine theta. So we get x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sine theta. So this is simple relation between polar coordinate system and Cartesian coordinate system. By using this, we take the measure of the angle in particular quadrant. Means we take that angle may be quadrantal angle or angle in any quadrant. Angle in first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Already we see the solution of trigonometric equation. When we take just sine theta is equal to half, then we can take values of any in two quadrant. That half value gives for measure of angle of sine as 30 degree as well as 150 degree. So that both angle having measure which lies in first and second quadrant. So according to this, we take here minimum measurement of that angle, that may be positive or negative. So we take here least positive measurement of angle. With the help of this, we find the corresponding relation of solution of triangle. And to find the solution of triangle, so there are three rules for the relation between length of sides and angles of triangle A, B, C for triangle ABC. Already up to 10th standard, you know that suppose any arbitrary triangle, that is this is triangle ABC, then we take side opposite to angle A is nothing but small a, side opposite to angle B is nothing but small b, and side opposite to this angle C is nothing but small c. So in the case of triangle ABC, we say that AB is equal to C, AC is equal to B, and BC is equal to A. So this is called usual notation. Usual notation. So if instruction is that by usual notation for triangle ABC, show that or prove that or state some rules. So usual notation means we take that are length of sides of triangle and corresponding interior measure of the angles. So we call that is the usual notation. So with the help of this, we define here statements for sine rule, cosine rule and projection rule for the triangle ABC. Now sine rule for the triangle ABC, that gives a statement as in triangle ABC, length of sides of triangle are proportional. Length of sides of triangle are proportional to sines of their opposite angles. Sines means sine ratio. Sines of their opposite angles. Opposite angles means we take angle is A, length of opposite side is A. So A is proportional to sine A, B is proportional to sine B, and C is proportional to sine C. So meaning of this, we take A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C. and you may take that is some constant. So this constant may be, in generally we say k, but by construction of circumcircle, we take that constant is nothing but the length of diameter. Means we write this is 2r, where r be the circumradius, where r be the circumradius of triangle ABC. So by using constant, we take the proof of the result by taking the comparison of area of triangle. But in the case of circumradius of the triangle ABC, at that time we draw the circumcircle, and by considering the corresponding measurement of the angles which may be inscribed in the same arc. So with the help of this we find that is 2r. Already this proof is given in your textbook. Only we take here some concept for the proof of the sine rule, as with usual notation means we take, suppose here formation of any triangle. This is triangle ABC. Now we take perpendicular from vertex A on the side BC. So take that perpendicular is AD. So your measurement of angle ADB is right angle, or you may take in the second triangle angle ADC is a right angle. So with usual notation we say that this AD be the length, or which is the height perpendicular to both the triangle ADB as well as triangle ADC, and which is the height of the original triangle ABC also. Now as we take length of side opposite to that vertices, so by using this concept we draw AD perpendicular to side BC in triangle ABC. Now with usual notation, already we indicate that in figure. So we take area of triangle ABD. Now we find area of triangle ABD. Whole area of the triangle ABD, as we take that area of triangle ABD is half into base into height, but we take here whole base, and therefore we take area of whole triangle ABC. So for this we take height AD, half, base is BC and height is AD. Now same area for the triangle ABC. In the case of length of AD, we take that area of the triangle ABC also by same result, half BC multiplied by AD. So take same result but measurement of AD according to right angle triangle, first right angle triangle ABD and second right angle triangle ADC. For this we take length of AD is different. Now in the triangle ABC, this AD be the opposite side of angle B. AD be the opposite side of angle B, and for the triangle ADC, this AD is the opposite side of angle C. So for this we first find here sine B and here find sine C. So we take in triangle ABD, sine B is equal to AD upon AB. Whereas in triangle ACD, sine C is equal to AD upon AC. So we take here length AD is equal to AB into sine B, whereas here AD is equal to AC into sine C. Now we take length of AB is nothing but C. So replace AD by C times sine B, and length of AC is nothing but B, and we take that is B times sine C. Now therefore area of triangle ABC is half AD or base is BC. So by using first triangle we take that value half C sine B and BC is nothing but small a, or same result for the same half AD means here B sine C and BC is nothing but A. So we take here half, here C be the length of side, A be the length of side, and in between these two sides sine of the angle between them. If B be the length of one side, A be the length of another side, and in between them angle is C, and we can take multiplication of sine ratio of the angle C which lies in between A and B, or which formed by side A with B. So by using this concept in both result we take that gives the value of 2 times area of triangle ABC. 2 times area of triangle ABC is equal to AC sine B, or which is similar to that of AB sine C. So area of triangle is either BC sine A or AB sine C. But this is the case if we take bases along BC. Bases along BC, so we get C into multiplication of sine B or B into multiplication of sine C. If base of the triangle along AC, then we get same area is nothing but B into B A into sine C and B into C into sine A. So by using this relation we get the corresponding relation for the triangle ABC and triangle with the help of triangle ADB and ADC. So in both cases we take the relation between sine C and sine B. Again here relation between sine C and sine B. So this is nothing but this and this is nothing but this. So AC sine B is equal to AB sine C. Again this is AB sine C is equal to BC sine A. So using these two conditions we get the relation as AC sine B is equal to AB sine C is equal to BC sine A. Now divide throughout by product of length of sides. So we get as AC into sine B upon ABC is equal to AB into sine C upon ABC is equal to BC into sine A upon ABC. So these three ratios are equal to each other which are constant. So here AC cancel with this case, we get sine B upon B. AB cancel with this, we get sine C upon C. Here BC cancel with this, BC sine A upon A. So we get relation as sine A upon A is equal to sine B upon B is equal to sine C upon C. So we say that is some constant, that is say K. If K is another constant. Or with the help of this, as we say that is the constant K1, but by using the statement we take their reciprocal relation, and therefore if the three ratios are similar or which are compare with each other, then we take their reciprocals also compare with each other, means their reciprocals are also equal. So we take by A upon sine A is equal to B upon sine B is equal to C upon sine C. Again that is say constant K, that is capital K, or you may take here small k, or you may take that constant is here K1, then here 1 upon K1 is equal to K. So this is nothing but the proof of sine rule. But when we show that length of diameter as twice r by drawing circumcircle, so for this case we consider as the triangle ABC, and for this triangle ABC, suppose we take this is the triangle ABC, and for this triangle if we draw the circumcircle, already you know the procedure drawing circumcircle by taking perpendicular bisectors we may draw this circumcircle. But here we take general, just arbitrary figure. This is a center, and this R means you get this whole length, as this is triangle ABC, PB another point. So this P point means this diameter AP makes an angle, right angle at the vertex C, which lies on the circle, or you may take angle in semicircle is right angle. By using this condition, we again take here AB with the length C, BC with the length A, this is the center O, and this AC with the length B. Now if you take, this is the angle ABC which inscribe in the arc AC, or in the same arc that angle APC which is inscribed. So at least to prove this measure of this ratio is the length of diameter, for this we take formation of the triangle using the concept as sum of three angles of triangle is 180 degree, and at least one of the angle of triangle is not right angle. So suppose we take that vertex A, that angle A is not right angle, then we take the diameter through the vertex A, which is denoted by AP, and that P be the point along the circle. So we take here that AP is equal to 2R. AP is equal to 2R. Therefore, triangle ACP is right angle triangle. Is right angle triangle. Now in the right angle triangle, angle AC. Now in this right angle triangle, we take this angle ACP is right angle. Angle ACP is right angle, and therefore for this right angle we can find here sin P. Sin P is nothing but, for this right angle triangle, sin P is nothing but length of opposite side divided by hypotenuse, means we take that is B upon, means AC upon, you may take that is AC upon AP. Length of AC is equal to B and AP is equal to 2R. But sin P is nothing but sin B. Sin P is nothing but sin B, because both are inscribed in the same angle ABC and angle APC are inscribed in the same arc. That arc having length AC, and therefore we take sin B is also B upon 2R. So by using the concept length of sin B is equal to B upon 2R, so similarly we can take sin C is equal to C upon 2R, or we take sin A is equal to A upon 2R. Means depending on the right angle at which we consider the diameter. So once you find sin B is equal to B upon 2R, using this relation here, this B can be, we may take value of B, here sin B is equal to 2R. So by using the concept B upon sin B, we get that value is 2R. Again here we get C upon sin C is equal to 2R, and here we get A upon sin A, which is again 2R. So all these three relations compare with the right side, which is constant, and these also are equal to each other by using the sine rule, and therefore we take, once only we prove B upon sin B equal to 2R. So from these three ratio, one of the ratio is B upon sin B, its value is equal to 2R. So similarly value of A upon sin A also 2R, and C upon sin C also 2R, and therefore in the sine rule we take A upon sin A is equal to B upon sin B is equal to C upon sin C, and which is nothing but the length of diameter of the circumcircle of triangle ABC. So with the help of this, we find again many relations and use to solve the corresponding triangle. So by using this, we may take another different form of sine rule. Sine rule, for this we take, this is the first statement for K. For using 2R, we take second statement. Again from each we find length ABC. A is equal to 2R sin A. As comparison of this, A upon sin equal to 2R. So small a equal to sin A into 2R. Or you may take A equal to sin A, B equal to sin B, C equal to sin C. We take 2R is equal to 1. So Again we find relation between length of sides A upon B is equal to sin A upon sin B, or B upon C is equal to sin B upon sin C. So these are different forms of sine rule. With the help of this we may solve the triangle. Now here again we take the second rule, that is the cosine rule. Very easy. Again that rule is many times asked in the board question paper for 4 marks. For this sine rule, cosine rule, we take its statement as cosine rule gives a relation of cosine, cos ratio. So we take in triangle ABC and with usual notation. Word usual notation is very important here. Meaning of usual notation means length of sides with the opposite vertices denoted by small letters, and opposite vertices are nothing but the capital letters. That implies the corresponding measurement of internal angles. So here that statement for cosine rule, there are actually 3 statements. As we take first statement for angle A, second statement for angle B, and third statement for angle C. So here we take cos A is equal to, cosine A can be defined as cos A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square whole divided by 2BC. Or we take that statement may be converted in the form A square is equal to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. 2BC cos A. So by symmetric arrangement we can find here cosine B. Cosine B is equal to A square plus C square minus B square upon 2AC. Or we may define here that B square is equal to A square plus C square minus, here we take that is 2AC, 2AC cos B. Also we find here relation for the third angle with cosine ratio. Cos C is equal to B square plus A square, or A square plus B square minus C square upon 2AB or 2BA. Or from this we may find relation for the square. C square is equal to A square plus B square minus 2AB cosine C. So we can take only one form to remember for this. If we take the ratio for angle A, cosine A, so we take square of this is subtracted, and this is the relation of B plus C bracket square. So when we prove this rule, at that time, if you have to prove the rule for cosine B, so you take that B be the angle, B be the vertex along the origin of the Cartesian coordinate system. If you have to find rule for cosine C, then you can take the vertex C at the origin of the Cartesian coordinate system, means that vertex C of the triangle ABC at origin. For this vertex B of the triangle ABC at origin, or for this vertex A of the triangle ABC at origin A. So for this we take the proof. As we prove first rule, suppose now here we take, this is x-axis, this is origin, this is negative y direction, and this is negative. This vertex origin, that can, in order to prove the cosine rule A, so we take that vertex of the triangle ABC gives A at origin, means coordinates of A equal to 0, 0. And with the help of this we take formation of triangle ABC. So you may take B along x-axis, or remaining vertex is C. Or you may interchange of this. You may take interchange of vertices B and C. Now measurement of this interior angle is A. With usual notation means we take this length of side is A, this is C, and this is B. Now with the help of polar and Cartesian system, we take this C with the point which lies in first quadrant. So its x coordinate can be defined in the polar form, as we take x is equal to r cos theta, meaning of this distance of the point from origin, that is B, and cosine of its interior angle. So likewise its y coordinate r sin theta means again distance, and here sine ratio of the interior angle A. B lies along x-axis, so we take its coordinates are C, 0, where y coordinate is 0. Once you find coordinates of the vertices of triangle ABC, then as we find relation of cosine A, for this we take length opposite to side its, that is A, means we take BC. BC is equal to A. Now by using distance formula, we get as A is nothing but B into cos A minus C bracket square, B1 minus B2 bracket square plus means x2 minus x1 bracket square plus y2 minus y1 by B times sin A minus 0 bracket square. So by squaring means we take simplification of elimination of this root. By squaring we get B times cos A minus C bracket square plus B square sin square A. As we take this minus 0 implies that number itself it. So B sin A its square is B square sin square A. Now expansion of this, B square cos square A minus 2 BC cos A plus C square, and that next term is B square into sin square A. Now addition of first and last term, that is by taking B square is common. So we get B square into bracket cos square A plus sin square A. Next, second term is C square, and third last term is 2 times BC into cos A. So after simplification, we get the relation means value of A square as B square into 1, that is B square plus C square minus 2BC into cos A. So this result is proved here, but now simplification gives as we transfer this term to the left side, means we get here 2BC cosine A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square, and therefore value of cosine A is equal to B square plus C square minus A square whole divided by 2 times BC. So in similar manner, we can prove second and third result. Only take the vertex of the triangle at the origin, and with the help of this you form the triangle ABC with usual notation. You find the coordinates of remaining 2 vertices of triangle and find the relation of the cosine angle of which form at the origin of the triangle. Now we take here proof of third result, that is projection rule. Projection rule. So for projection rule again we use the same triangle ABC. Here that rule states that in triangle ABC we take relation between length of sides and with the cosine ratio. Once you find again A, length of side A, that can be defined as B times cos C plus C times cos B. Or by symmetry we can find B is equal to A times cos C plus C times cos A. Or by symmetry again length C is equal to B times cos A plus A times cos B. So we take these 3 statements. From this we prove only one of the statement as that relation for length of sides of the triangle. But if you know the result of cos C, cos B from cosine rule, then you can prove that proof easily. For first result, if we take RHS, that values gives RHS is equal to B into cos C plus C into cos B. So by using cosine rule, we take here value of cos C and here value of cos B. So what is value of cos B? Cos C, as we take already result for cos C, B square plus that value of cos B square plus a square minus c square upon 2ab, and this cos b is equal to a square plus c square minus b square upon 2ac. So with the help of this we find, and simplification of this, so cos c is equal to b square plus a square minus c square upon 2ab, and this cos b is equal to a square plus c square minus b square upon 2ac. Now after simplification, this cancellation of c, here both these term have denominator twice. So denominator is twice, so we can take here this common denominator and take down addition of their numerators. B square plus a square minus c square plus a square plus c square minus b square. So what this imply? As we take, this is RHS, value of this b times cos c plus c times cos b. But after simplification, this b square cancel with this b square. This plus a square cancel. So this a square remains as it is. Cannot cancel out this. This a square, this minus c square cancel with this c square. So we get here simplification. A square plus a square means 2 times a square upon 2a. These 2 cancel and one of the a cancel. So we get here a, and that is nothing but left side means LHS. This LHS means we take RHS b cos c plus c cos b, and that can be proved the length of side a. So very easy and simple, that projection rule. That rule can be defined with the help, that rule can be proved by using the vector concept, projection of one side on another side. So we may take that proof in your textbook by using the projection of corresponding vectors. For this we required the dot product, and dot product are concerned with the cosine of the angle between two vectors. So in your textbook that proof is given with the help of projection, and we see in the triangle ABC that projections are given. But this is very easy method. Once you know statement for cosine rule, then you can easily prove the projection rule with the help of cosine rule. Up to this, the syllabus of present year is include your syllabus, but next topic of the syllabus means application of these 3 rules, sine rule, cosine rule and projection rule, that can be deleted from your syllabus. But according to your competitive test, that is CET exam or JEE, that gives the questions from this application of sine rule, cosine rule and projection rule. So the next period we see these only statements for some sine, half angle or Napier's analogous for using the application of these 3 rules. Up to this we take the solution of triangle, and the topic is over here by proving all proof of the rules of trigonometry. So thanks to all.